My name is Erica Williams, and I'm here to read another poem from Shadows of My Soul. It's available on Amazon if you like a full copy. Here's today's reading. It's called Beating for Me. Strutting along, fast and free, until my heart stops, forced to face the reality, amazed by the dramatics I've authored, disappointed and ashamed. Such unnecessary theatrics, boiled down to the whining of a scared little child. Unnaturally, I have seen this world. Awaken now, I put myself in check. Forget what you have suffered, I tell myself. No one cares what happened. I mumble. Stop letting them have control of you, I cry. Take back the life they tried to steal from you, I yell. Make yourself stronger than anyone could ever imagine, I scream. Yet love, I stop. I cannot force anyone to love me, I choke. You do not need their love, I sniffle. You are all the love you will ever need. Just look inside yourself and you will see it's beating for you. So oftentimes we look back, especially when we've made mistakes in our lives, that we blame ourselves and we look back and see how immature we've been, things that we wish we could change, said things that we wish we never had said. You know, whether or not people deserved it or not is not the point. The point is we are in control of our own actions at all times, as well as our reactions. And sometimes those outlandish behaviors are perfectly in line with the circumstance. But when things calm down, it's sometimes hard to look back and be proud of how we acted. Now, this poem is an internal reading for yourself. This is something that I've had to tell myself at different times as well. And oftentimes many people run across this issue where they need to be their own best friend and they need to be there to support their own selves because they don't have anybody there, whether or not it's in that moment or it's for a long period of time. And it could be because maybe that fight was with your best friend and they normally are the ones to pick you up. Or maybe it's just because you've moved to a new place and you don't have any friends yet. Or maybe you've lost somebody, they passed away, or perhaps you divorced, and so you no longer have that voice next to you by your ear to give you encouragement. But I want to encourage you and let you know that you are all the support you will ever need. It is wonderful to have a support system, but if you don't have that, or if you don't have it completely, just know that you have the strength inside of you to lift your own self up. And when you run across things like this, where you look back and you're not happy with how things went down, just repeat these words to yourself, okay? Put yourself in check. Stop letting the people that have hurt you control you. Stop letting your own past mistakes control you. Sometimes that is the thing that haunts us the most, is our own mistakes and our own guilt. Well, until you start loving yourself and showing your own self that you are worth it, you won't be able to move past that. Not very easily anyway, and not happily. And tell yourself to take back your life from whoever it was or whatever it was that tried to take your life from you, whether or not it was a bad supervisor or somebody lied to you or someone cheated on you or someone decided to deceive you, take advantage of you, whether or not you did that to somebody else. Either way, you need to let that go and you need to recenter yourself and take ownership of your mistakes. Take responsibility for your life and your happiness. And then again, make yourself stronger than anybody could ever imagine. That phrase that we all love and hate, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, is true in many ways. When you've lived through something that you didn't think that you could live through, and then you did, well, that fear that you might have had before the incident or action or event is less scary now that you've already dealt with it once. And when things lose their fear, they lose power over you. You can't force anyone to love you. That is true. Again, you're only in control of you, your emotions, your actions, your reactions. So is everybody else. And so if somebody is choosing not to love you the way you should be loved and respected as simply a human being, if not more, if you're perhaps a sibling or a child, parent, significant other, best friend, if they're not loving you in the capacity that you need to be loved in, that's okay. That's not in your control. But what you can do is love yourself. And if you love yourself and you're able to be secure enough to say, that's okay if that person doesn't treat me the way I need to be treated, I'm going to go ahead and take that and make my choices that are best for me, then you'll get a lot further than you will if you just keep going down that same path of trying to force somebody to love you, because you cannot do that. It's impossible. And rather than trying to force them, force yourself to accept it. And then also tell yourself that's okay. And love yourself, because as long as you love yourself, nobody else's thoughts, nobody else's opinions of you, whether or not they're from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or 10 years in the future, or yesterday, or tomorrow, that's not going to have power over you if you are confident in yourself and you know that you're being the best you can be each day. Okay? So love yourself and encourage those around you to love themselves as well. Okay? All right.